Welcome to Night Sky Wisdom and Tarot. I'm Alex. I'm here to bring you Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, General Energy Update. Welcome cross watchers as well. So I'm trying to shorten this intro, but I do need to explain to you guys that this is the last week I'll just be doing general readings in this format. I haven't done Virgo in a while because I had to minimize the number of signs that I was reading for because I wanted to do different categories of reading, like finance, love, all of that. But now what I'm going to do is do all the signs, and within each reading, I'll do separate pulls for love, finance, and general. Okay? That way I can, tap in on everybody's energy and not just 4 or 5 signs. So anyway, let's see. Please keep in mind it won't resonate with everyone. This is a general reading, so if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Don't bend it, shape it, and mold it to accommodate your situation and then try to pull a message from that. It won't work. It'll be you misdirecting your own self. Other than that, let's get into this energy for Virgo. Let's see what we got going here. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. Thank you. Sometimes I shuffle, sometimes I take poppers, sometimes I do reversals, sometimes I don't. Guys, just follow with me. I do wherever spirit takes me for the day, whatever I feel most in tune and in alignment with. So let's see. So also, to jump off from the beginning of this, whenever I do like a horseshoe read or anything that has present energy versus outcome, know that if the ending card is something that's typically considered negative, that means you're on the path to having that outcome, but spirit is going to give me the messages to give you to be able to dodge that outcome and hopefully give me the alternate outcome if you take a hard pivot. If it's a positive, it's spirit saying, hey, way to go, you're on the right track. Let's just tweak a couple of things and make sure you stay on track. So I say that because you're starting out, looks like you recently had some options that were available to you, right? In love. But I feel that the present energy of the Magician represents the fact that you kind of, I'm getting a twofold definition of this. So like Magician in the upright is about manifesting your heart's desires, being able to connect directly with the creator, the divine, and your inner source of power to be able to manifest into the 3D world. But also there's some dark energy to the Magician, so which also is considered the Magician in reverse, where the Magician manifests things really more from kind of like devil energy, from a place of toxicity. In other words, they don't care who they have to manipulate or use to get to a certain thing, as long as they get the outcome they want, even if it costs somebody something. I don't feel like that's your energy, but what I feel like is one of these, out of the options that you had, the one that you chose was very familiar. It was part of a cycle is what I'm getting. I'm channeling that. I don't see that in the cards, but I do feel like you picked the same person in a different body. And so what you're finding yourself realizing is this person kind of harnesses some of that Magician in reverse energy, that dark Magician energy, where, they may look good on the outside, but there's something about them that seems to be very manipulative and self-serving. And in the near future, I do see that you're going to find yourself making a decision to move away from rocky waters into calmer territory. Spirit is highly advising you to tap into your intuition. Acknowledge your emotions, but don't let them control you. So acknowledge and honor the fact that you might have some kind of karmic tie or pull toward this person. It makes it very difficult to walk away. But don't let that emotion control the narrative. And because it feels good for the moment to stick around and see where it goes, because it feels familiar, even in the midst of all the red flags, Spirit is saying don't stick around. Don't let those feelings or emotions overflow you to the point of drowning you. Queen of Cups is very much in control and power of her emotions. Her intuition is strong. So she's able to navigate the murky waters of intuition, feelings, emotions, all of that stuff without necessarily drowning in it, because she has a clear grasp on what they mean. Definitely with this person, you are carrying more of the burden of the relationship. So it's weighing you down. Ten of Wands is about not only the burden being too heavy, but it's emphasizing that you're actually able to carry it. But the problem is, just because you're able to carry a burden doesn't mean you have to get comfortable with carrying it. I know that sounds kind of counter, because it's not comfortable. It's heavy, it's weighted, it's exhausting, but it's almost like a place of familiarity. Again, it represents like an old cycle for you that I'm getting, Virgo, where you choose the same type of person in a different body and keep ending up with similar outcomes. So Spirit is saying to you, in your obstacle position, what's the problem is your ability to make clear decisions and choices about, or your ability actually to understand why you make the choices that you made. Because the choices that you've made in love up until this point have led to a lot of imbalance in your life. And the path that you're on with this person, if this is your reading and this resonates so far, it's Three of Swords energy. You already know how this plays out. You've been there before. So let's start clarifying. I feel like this reading is moving kind of quick, but the message is so clear. Let's start clarifying. Oh, I have a cut right on my thumb, y'all. I'm having some trouble with this shuffling, so bear with me. I mean, it's right on my thumb, and it hurts. It's healing, but it still hurts. Okay, so let's shuffle. Spirit, what are the messages regarding the options in the recent past that Virgo chose from? Give me more information about this. Oh, my thumb hurts. The Hierophant, Temperance, King of Pentacles. Now, all of these are actually good cards, but I feel like this represents what you see in the people in the beginning, but it turns out not to be that. But we'll clarify the Magician and figure out what's this dark energy that really underlies it. Because this is, out of all of the options, this is what you felt like you were choosing. Hierophant, something that will lead to a long-term, formal type of commitment. Temperance, you thought it was somebody balanced. Somebody, potentially a fire sign. That's Sagittarius energy as well. Someone who is very well-versed, diverse, and a great intuit, I believe. And also the King of Pentacles, someone financially sound, stable, in empire building mode or in kingdom building mode, really concerned with financial stability. But what you really got was the Emperor in reverse energy, or dark side of Emperor energy. So let's clarify this Emperor and see if we can get more on what you actually ended up with. Because the situation feels like it's ongoing, but you're starting to see the signs and symptoms of an old disease, basically. An old problem returning, you know? And it's like you almost, it clicked. It's like something they did or said, and you're like, here we go again. And not necessarily again with them, but just like, you know. You are, it's like it all became clear at one moment, the situation that you found yourself again. The good part is I feel like a lot of you, this was on top, are actually moving through this energy quicker than what you have in the past. But yet and still, you're in this energy again. Here we go. What did I say? Two of Swords, Queen of Cups, Nine of Swords. Queen of Cups is also what Spirit wants you to tap into more. But your sorry y'all, I get tongue tied. Your Queen of Cups is like caught in the middle of this Two of Swords energy and this Nine of Swords energy. So it's like, yeah, Two of Swords is like being at a crossroads, but also it's about stuck energy, pausing, like delaying when you actually have the information that you need to move forward. It's willful ignorance sometimes. excuse the term, because I know ignorance can sound harsh, but it is what it is. It's like willful ignorance. Like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm so happy with the good. I don't want to act like I see the seeds or the little small indicators of the bad right now, because maybe, maybe it's just, maybe I imagined I saw or heard what I saw or heard. And then ultimately, because you kind of tune out your own Queen of Cups energy, you end up in this Nine of Swords energy, dealing with this dark magician energy. So let's look at the Six of Swords. Ooh, finger, come on. Like, is Virgo moving away in this near future energy, or deciding that they are just developing an inner knowing that they need to move away from this situation, or a way of being that keeps getting them in this situation? Tell me what we got here, Spirit. The Devil, the Empress, the King of Swords. Yeah, definitely getting... Now, the Devil is... Anyway, yeah, the Devil, the Empress, and the Knight of Swords. So, Devil, about this toxic pull of this other person towards you. You and the Empress energy, which is what primarily makes this person want to pull you into this toxicity with them. It's what made them want to manifest you, even though there's something about them that's very toxic, that really doesn't meet your best interest. It's like a repeated cycle. I just don't know. Something about the Empress too always reminds me of the World card. And the World card always reminds me of the pregnant belly of the Empress in this card. But it's like a cycle that definitely needs to end. But by you turning to this familiar energy, you put yourself right back in the midst of it. And King of Swords, it's about being decisive, being strategic, being observant. It's like you finally notice, and look at where he's facing. He's facing towards the past energy. It's like he finally realized, like, hey, this looks a lot like this last situation I was in. So let's make some changes and some decisions about how we can conquer this issue and move forward. Because honestly, this is just going to be the same superheated, the same situation over and over again. And I feel like you finally see that, and that's what makes you decide to move forward from this. Let's go and hop over to the Ten of Wands. What's the burden that you were bearing dealing with this person? I want some more specifics. Like, how can we help Virgo understand, if this is specifically their reading and this person? What is the burden that this person placed on them that they decided to carry while dealing with this person? Strength, Two of Wands, Seven of Cups again. I feel like there's a dynamic that you continuously put yourself in, Virgo, where you seek out people, because Virgo is very much about like helper energy. Virgos love to help and assist. Sometimes it's a little bit overkill, Virgo. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You all love to help and take the weight off. You very much embody that love language of completing completing tasks for another person, basically taking the load off. Acts of service is what I was trying to think of. And so because you embody that energy and that balance, a lot of times I feel like Spirit's saying you keep choosing people that are codependent on that energy to really be able to function. It's like you step in, you create the plans, you create the you execute the plans, you know what I'm saying? You clean up the mess. And these are the types of people that you keep choosing over and over and over again. But at first it makes you feel good to be needed. But what it ultimately ends up doing is draining all of your energy and wearing you down and weighing you down. So it's like the person is codependent on you for the structure and the help and the guidance and to take the responsibility that they should have for their own self as an able-bodied adult. But then there's a another side of it, because there's some type of codependence where you need to feel needed by someone. And maybe that's something that needs to be addressed, because a little bit of that is normal, right? But overkill, it could be some kind of inner child work or issue that needs to be worked through. It could be some kind of confidence or self-esteem issue. But either way, you are not responsible for fixing or putting together or playing Captain Save-A-Ho to every damsel or dame in distress, right? Let's clarify this need for balance, for better choices. Yeah, follow your intuition. Take a pause sometimes and think about the cycles of the past. Get out of your own head and out of your own way. I feel like this is conflicting desires. So in this Five of Wands, it's like one desire might be the desire for stability, which conflicts with the desire to just engage and embrace these unions and connections that you know in the long run are no good for you, but in the moment they feel good. So this is that inner conflict. But Spirit is saying tap into your intuition, Ace of Wands, and tap into your inner knowing and the wisdom that you've already acquired from previous situations like that. Because the reason you went through them was to learn and to stop repeating the cycle. If you take a pause sometimes and don't immediately feel the need for these people that you find yourself engaging with, and this could be in friendships too. Pause before you always, like, your immediate reaction, because you're a good person and you love to help people, might be, hey, let me step in and do this for you. Hey, I have a solution. But Spirit is saying fall back sometimes, fall back and regain clarity about the pattern that you set yourself up for when you always do this. And also fall back and empower the other person to be the one sometimes to make those decisions on their own. They were doing it before they met you. In some capacity, whether they were doing it well or horribly, they were doing it before you. So if you want them to learn to fly, you have to let them spread their wings and try to do some things for themselves. I feel like you just keep ending up in these positions, though, where it's like you're overly offering up help. You're overly inserting wisdom in some situations, even where it's not asked, to the point where now the person just falls back completely, and like you end up being the brain of the whole relationship. I hate saying it like that. So let's clarify this Three of Wands as the outcome. And that's just, Three of Wands, Three of Swords. That's just if you don't change anything about how you're operating present state with this person. If you don't change anything, if you don't pull back, if you don't become aware of the pattern and start pulling back your energy a little bit more, it seems like you're destined for another heartbreak. But let's clarify how and what way. Let's clarify this Three of Swords as the outcome. Justice, Page of Pentacles, Six of Swords again. Again, it's like a repeat of karmic situations until you learn the lesson and apply it in real life. Then you're going to have to keep repeating it. The Justice card is like whatever you end up with at this point, especially those who this is their second, third, fourth time going through a similar cycle. Whatever you end up with at this point, whatever result you get at this point, even if it's walking away, it's going to be justice. It's going to be justice. And part of this heartache is going to be the fact that you're going to continue to see things and receive information, whether it be through hearsay, whether it be through things that they do that you don't like, words that they say that you don't like, some kind of obligations that end up on your shoulders to the point where now it's assumed this belongs to you. This belong, you know, I can't figure it out. Let me, you know, this is Virgo's problem. Virgo always handles this in a relationship. I don't. And it's like, whereas you were doing it gladly on the front end, now it's like you want to change it and bring it back. Well, you kind of like set that tone and that pattern for the relationship. So Spirit is saying, instead of continuously doing that and then having to move away from it, how about we learn that maybe this really isn't who we want to be in the relationship. We want more of a partnership than a parenthood situation with those who we share romantic relationships with. We don't want to parent our partners. We want to partner with them. So whatever you do and invest on the front end is what you're going to get out of it, whether it be a solid, healthy relationship or having to walk away. In this particular situation, though, Virgo, it's looking like it's leading to you having to go away to calmer waters again. So basically, Spirit is just saying, learn from the cycles, learn the patterns that you have, and how you choose partners is very important and a focal point for you for the week, okay? So I hope this helps. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am losing my voice. But until next time, Virgo, bye.